The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Hello and welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. It's Thursday, October 16th. I had to make sure that was the right date. It is Thursday for sure, October 16th. Moving right along here in October. I'm Nick Eatman, and let's talk some Cowboys-Commanders football. Big matchup here. Cowboys taking on Washington. Dallas versus Washington, always a thing. No different this year. They got a lot of former Cowboys. Former defensive coordinator, obviously, is the head coach. And the records are very similar. This is one of those games where it's going to be a big impact in the standing, especially in the NFC East, and who wins these division games. And I don't think it can get bigger than this one. The Cowboys and Washington both had they both lost the same way. Field goal at the end of the game. Both of them probably thought that it was a game they should have won. They led in the fourth quarter and didn't win. So anytime that happens, you want to come back the next week and get a big win. So somebody's probably going to lose two in a row. I say that somebody's probably going to. You never know with ties now ties are really a thing. But somebody's probably going to lose two in a row, and that's going to be a huge jolt to their season. Let's see if the Cowboys can avoid doing that. All right, 888-855-2297. It's the number to call. We'll talk about injuries. The guys coming back somewhat healthier than we've seen this Cowboy team, so we can discuss all of that. Brian in Kansas City is first. What's up, Brian?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Man, there was so much good injury news yesterday. We've had such a bad run of luck for like a month now, right? It's a month since BB got hurt, I think.
Right.
So, I'm excited about getting Booker back just because I felt like last week we got bullied in the trenches, on both sides. But, I'm just excited to have him back and hope to see that running game it gets back on track, and last week was just an aberration. So I think I'm trying to think of what Zach calls it, for my double agent, just anybody, there's so many people over there, Dorrance, Noah, Dan Quinn, just pick somebody and tell us a story about, something you got on one of those guys, man. And who are you excited of all the people that it sounds like coming back? Who are you excited to see, man?
Injury-wise?
And I'll hang up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for the call. Everybody that you mentioned, you talked about Booker. Yeah, for sure. The strength that he's got inside is impressive, and I think that could have helped in the game. CD obviously is CD, and I'm anxious to see how the offense is gonna go with him, and now Pickens really coming into his own. To see those two weapons there. But I think they leave yards on the table in the kick return game and punt return. I really believe that. I think that Turpin back there is just a threat that everybody's worried about if you're kicking and punting towards him, and it kind of messes things up when you're trying to angle stuff. It's one thing to just kick it off or punt it deep. But if you're trying to angle, you're trying to do it just the right way. You don't want to put the ball in his hands at all. Or if you do, you don't want to put him in, with wide open space to run. Then that's where you can make a mistake, and that's where field position is so important. So if he gets the ball in his hands, he can be dangerous, and we've seen it. And if in Washington has seen it, and if not, and if you try to kick away from him, then that's where you wind up maybe in a bad situation too. So he's just such a dangerous threat. He would probably be my guy to say, just what he can do and change field position. Stories for Dorrance Armstrong and Noah Brown. I don't have a ton. I know Noah Brown. He had a big win against when it was like week 2 of 2021. I know Dak had just been injured, and Cooper Rush is the starter, and they played Cincinnati, I believe, and Noah Brown basically won that game. I mean, Micah won the game on defense, but Noah Brown had some really big plays in the game on offense. That's just what I kind of remember. It's not the biggest play of his career, obviously the Hail Mary, but last year. But there's not a ton of. I don't have a ton of stories on those guys. I know Dorrance was a good. He's a really good player, and I kind of thought James Houston has a chance to kind of be that guy a little bit because he plays some special teams. He's pretty good on the edge, but the thing about it, Dorrance is a pretty good run stopper, complete defensive end that can get to the quarterback. Now, he might be banged up this week. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. All right, Gary in New Mexico is next. Gary, what's up?
Hey, Nick, I found the trivia questions on the website last week. Those were really good. I enjoyed that little spot.
We got some other ones, and I'll ask all listeners, like, find it, go to the gallery, go up and down the gallery, look at all the answers. So trying to drive the numbers on that one before we have to get rid of it. So I like it. I like doing it. It's fun to do. So hopefully you guys can play along there.
Absolutely, and I'm excited to see what today's questions are. But I got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
All right, this backup Cowboy running back had his best career day, rushed for 122 yards against Washington on Thanksgiving Day, 1978. Who was it?
1978, backup running back. The guy that comes to mind is it Doug Dennison? No, I don't know.
No.
Scott Laidlaw?
Scott Laidlaw, there you go.
Nice.
Had the best day of it. Scott Laidlaw is one of those unforgotten heroes, part of the Dirty Dozen. He was a really key player. Yeah. He filled in for Newhouse in 78 when Robert Newhouse got injured and kind of was a big-time player going down the playoffs.
Where was Dorsett? Was he not running it that day?
Oh, yeah, he was running it, but they were keying on him.
Okay.
And Laidlaw had the big game because they weren't keying on him. He had over 100 yards before halftime in that game.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was the best game of his career, man. One of those unsung guys that you need on a championship team.
Yeah.
All right, I got a comment, and then I'd be happy to hear your thoughts after I hang up about this Cowboys defense because it's frustrating. Our offense is so good. Our kicker's the best in the NFL, but our defense is historically bad. And I've read your articles about it, and I agree with about 99% of what you say in those articles. You're spot on. But when your defense is this bad, it is a combination of personnel and coaching, and to me, you have to lay the blame on the front office.
Yeah.
And I think the front office, they do a lot of good things, but I think that they grossly misevaluated the talent on this defense, especially at defensive end. Mozzie Smith is a bust. Sam Williams looks like he's a bust. Ezraku may turn into something. I have high hopes for him. The linebackers are horrible. Kenneth Murray looks great getting off the bus, but he doesn't look any good in between the lines. And Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland, we're paying them $20 million, but without a strong, consistent pass rush, they're just guys. They're just not the same players. And I think we've seen very clearly now that they were living off the fruits of that pass rush. Yeah. And then they were making their hay off of that. When you don't have a pass rush, they're just not the same. And if they could just get to middle of the pack, this could be a contending team. But I don't know that they're even. I don't know that there's anything we can do to help this defense right now. So what are your thoughts on that?
All right. Well, thank you, Gary. I mean, I don't disagree with a lot of that. It's just it starts with pass rush, and I think that the pass rush, the lack of it is why you're seeing players that we've seen play better that aren't doing as good. Deron Bland being one of them. Diggs is another. I mean, these linebackers, I remember now this whole defense was constructed to play and the scheme and all that to play with the best pass rusher in the league, and it didn't work out, and he didn't want to play here, and so they had to make a move there. We all know what happened, but that was a big part of it. So what the roster looks like, the players here, the scheme, and all that stuff was supposed to be built for a certain way, and that's not the case. And we're not throwing about excuses because guys get hurt all the time. You know what I mean? Like you have to pivot on what you're doing all the time. So that's just what how it started here. But you're right. Kenneth Murray hasn't looked like the player that we thought he was going to be. Sanborn either. Now they got tackles, but that doesn't mean that they're still making the tackle, but it's 6-7 yards down the field maybe when you want it to be a little closer to the line of scrimmage. You want them to see it and get there quicker. Same with corners and all that. So everything you said is right. They need to get better. They need to get somewhat respectable so you can be a contender. How they get there is going to be interesting. We'll see how creative the Cowboys can get. Do they change things up here in the scheme? Is there personnel moves they can make? Do they make a big move and change the coordinator? I don't know if they'll do that just yet, but at some point, you're going to try all of your reasons, and it also could be going to get a player. I mean, yeah, get a player through free agency or definitely with a trade. All right, let's go to Jay in Killeen, Texas. Jay.
Hey, what's going on, Nick? Good morning.
Morning. How are you? Hold on now. First time caller. We got to do our thing.
Yeah.
Here we go. Good to hear from you, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, I just wanted to say I was listening to Nate Newton yesterday on 105.3 The Fan, and he was basically pointing out, and I remember in the off season, Eberflus was saying that he didn't want to show his hand. So they were being really vanilla, in training camp and all of the scrimmages that they were doing. And, of course, in the preseason, which makes sense because if you pay attention to the preseason games, they didn't look as bad as they do now. So what he was alluding to is that Eberflus, they weren't showing any of his schemes. So now he's implementing it, like right now, while the live bullets are flying. Mm-hmm. That's why it looks so bad, and players look lost. And another thing is I put a lot of this blame on Jerry just for the simple fact that a lot of these players fit Dan Quinn's scheme. Dan Quinn is a man defensive coordinator. So if you go and hire a zone, which that's pretty much all Eberflus plays, you go and hire a zone defensive coordinator, I mean, the writing was all on the wall. This was going to happen. So I just wanted your opinion on that, and I just want to say thank you for the show. I listen to it every day.
All right, Jay, appreciate that. I'm glad that you were able to call in and call us back for sure, and good to have you a part of this storyline family. You said something about vanilla scheme, and the defense looked pretty good in the preseason. Let's not forget that it was probably very vanilla on the other side too, and whatever offense you're facing. That's kind of the nature of the preseason. So, you just want these guys, you're kind of evaluating them, individually and then maybe as a position group, but for the most part, you're just going out there to see what these guys do when the lights come on. The defense looked okay at times. I think they gave up a few every now and again, but we didn't even think about that kind of stuff because it was, these aren't the players that they're going to be playing a lot of it, and even so, you knew that it was very vanilla on both sides. But yeah, it is a scheme that seems like it fits more of the man-to-man type of players, the guys that need to just go play football, and not the communication and thinking and trying to read and react. You need the guys that just go and attack and get there quick. And sometimes you're going to miss. Sometimes you're going to give up big plays, but you're going to attack and you're going to get the football out. And that's, they just need to get more sacks. They need to get more pressure. Obviously, they need to get more turnovers. And I think if you can do those kind of things, gives you a better chance to win it, obviously. Casey Joe, he's in Kansas City. What's up?
Good morning, Nick. How are you doing today,
Good.
sir?
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, has your mom ever called into the show?
She has. Yep.
She has?
Yeah,
okay.
She has.
Well, I was just wondering,
No, she calls. She listens every day. She usually listens the next day, so she'll listen today for yesterday's show. But yeah, she calls. She's called before, but she's more of the listener.
Okay. I was just wondering that. Hey, with CD and Turpin coming back, that should take the pressure off our running game this week, and I think our offense will look a lot better this week.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Turpin, as I said before, I think the field position is going to be huge, and he always gives you that threat of a big return. You just didn't have that with Cropper and even Jaden Blue. And Blue might be back there too. I mean, I still think you'll see him back there, but the idea is try to get the ball in Turpin's hand.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind seeing a 4 wide, with Flanoy and Turpin and all those wide receivers. That'd be kind of fun because they all got a lot of speed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they do have speed, and so when you open it up there, I mean, they can't cover everybody, and I think Ferguson's got to get in that mix too, because Ferguson's your underneath security blanket type guy, But yeah, you got the speed on the outside. It is going to be interesting to see. And I know this: Washington's defense has struggled against big plays this year, and the crossing pattern is from what I've heard that the corners struggle the most at. So I think it was a Washington reporter that was talking about that this morning on the radio, saying that they're scared to death of what Pickens and CD over the middle. But we'll see what happens. Dan Quinn will have something for them.
Okay, well, hey, my in case I don't get in tomorrow, my score will be 23-17.
Okay.
Cowboys.
23-17 Cowboys. All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Joe. All right, let's go. Somebody in that area that's probably listening to a lot of Cowboys-Commanders talk. Blair in Newport News, Virginia.
Hey, Nick, before I get to my comment on Pickens, I just have one thing to say about your show, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so historically, I'm a very emotional fan. So when the Cowboys would lose in the past, I would go into immediate media blackout. Like, I wouldn't watch more football. I wouldn't listen to podcasts. I literally probably wouldn't start dialing back in until Wednesday or Thursday. One thing that's been good about your show, and I really can't explain it, because as devastated as I was on Sunday, I'm still listening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursday, and engaged in a way I hadn't done before. And I just really appreciate it, because I always hated that just icky feeling when you've lost and you didn't want to deal with your team anymore. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and thank you for saying that. And I think maybe one of the reasons why is that you don't want to get on the media. You don't want to see Stephen A. Smith with a cowboy hat laughing and all that stuff, and his fake rants that he does, because he absolutely loves the Cowboys. So, but you don't want to see all of these talking heads, saying certain things about your team and all that. What this show is it's almost like a support group. Because the people that are calling this show and all of us here are feeling it, in their own way. Now, some are a little bit more aggressive in what they say than others, and that's fine. I mean, that's always going to be the case. But I think it's because hey, I'm going to go to this show, and everyone always says, like, is it just me? Or, well, this is the type of show to find out it's not just you, because this guy in Illinois called, or this guy in California said the same thing, or something different. So that's why I love about the show, and I think that's why some of you guys really like it too.
Yeah, I was actually encouraged. I forget the caller's name, but the guy who calls in from Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie watched the game this past Sunday with his son, and despite a loss, enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that's life must be pretty good in Cocoa Beach. That you
it can. It sounds pretty good. Like when he calls, I just get the sense that he's just. We had a coach here named Joe D. Camillus. He's one of my favorite coaches ever, special teams guy. Love that guy, and he's from Jacksonville. They have a permanent home there in Jacksonville, and he called it Beach TV. You just go outside. And that's your entertainment. It's your TV. It's just beach TV. That's kind of what I think Cocoa Beach is, and Robbie, he's feeling the vibes. Now that's not for everybody. You know what I mean? Not everybody's like, oh, it was a good game. Not everyone has that opinion. So
but
it's fine. Well, all right, Blair, what you got for us?
Yeah. Okay. Two things, and I'll try to be quick now that I've strung this out a little bit. Number one, in terms of being encouraged in the midst of the season, we're going up to play Washington, and we have this horrible record. We're trying to find hope. Wasn't it the New York Giants when they went to the Super Bowl that year? They started like 0-7, and then went on a 9-game run to beat us in a play. I think I may be off slightly, but it was something close to that.
They did make a run. 0-7 seems a little extreme. I don't know, but you're talking about the 07, the 07 team. They had to win late to get into the playoffs. I know that, and they just got hot, and they definitely leaned on a defense that was just, they got like 6 pass rushers, and
okay, so
go ahead.
So my question is, like, in that situation, I believe we looked at that, and their offense wasn't spectacular, but their defense really came on strong, and so what I was wondering is, I love our offense, and I do want to talk about Pickens, but our offense is so good, and I'm very excited about that. But, man, what do you really want more? Do you want that defense that can stop anybody and just have an offense that can keep you in games? Because, our defense is in such disarray. I believe it can be fixed. But, man, I just don't know. As I think forward, I'm like hoping we can do something to get to that level where we're able to compete and sort of celebrate this good offense with some support.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Blair. I mean, you make a good point there, and in that your comparison to the 07 Giants team, the offense, I'm sure that offense with Eli Manning and I guess it was Tiki Barber and Amani Toomer, I mean, they weren't terrible. And that's kind of what you guys are asking this defense to be, is just not terrible. And it is right now. It's just not good at all. I mean, they're 32nd in the league in pass defense, and they're not really close to 31st right now. Not even close. So that's what they've got to get to, that level where, you have one strength, but the other side can do some things now and again, and that's just not what we're seeing here. This defense needs a big game. They need a get right game, and I don't know where it's going to come from, but because this could be one of those shootout type of games. All right, let's go to break real quick on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, Gillette's Best Shave is now available in cowboy colors with 50% longer-lasting blades than Fusion. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor is available at Gillette.com. All right, that was a little longer than that, but I had to shave it down, if you will. I'm sure Gillette would appreciate that. All right, back to the phone line here on Cowboys Storyline. It's Thursday, and doesn't really matter what day it is because JR in Avondale, Arizona is going to call. What's up?
Yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about, to be honest with you. But I love being part of this show, just listening to all the stories and everyone's perspective. It's what makes it so great. And I appreciate Gary bringing up Scott Laidlaw. I wore number 35 in high school and college because I was a Scott Laidlaw fan. I was a fullback. He was a fullback.
Wow.
That's a great story. Brought back great memories for me. I don't know why I was a Scott Laidlaw fan, but I really don't. But the defense has to play better because they really can't play any worse. And I think they will. I just think watching the film, things just didn't work. I think it was a bad game. I think they're going to be better. Washington has problems on their defense as well. And I think our offense is going to really be dynamic this week. I think we win this game. I think we're going to score probably 40-plus points. They're going to score a lot, too. I think we pull out in the end like 48-37, something like that. Ooh. And I have one thing for you, and this is way out there. Sanborn got hurt. I've been real critical of him like everybody else, but he got hurt with about 9 minutes to go in the Jets game. Mm-hmm. Ever since that point, we have not stopped the run and not been able to cover the tight ends in the middle of the field. So maybe he was better than we saw it. Maybe he was a diaper. Anyway, that's all I got. Have a great day, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Go Cowboys.
All right. Easy now on the diaper. You can't just be throwing around everybody. And no, Jack Sanborn, I'm not calling that. Romo, Micah. And that's it. And I definitely have passed on diaper 2.0 to Micah because right now there's a lot of players that aren't playing as well as we thought they were because he's gone and the pass rush is gone. But no, I'm not there on Sanborn yet on that. Now, Shamar James is getting a lot of tackles. I mean, it's a tackle machine. That's not always a good thing. You want them to be a little closer to the line of scrimmage than they've been. Sanborn could come back. It sounds like he will be back this week. Maybe James plays a little bit more for Murray. I know that they play different positions, but that might be a situation to change some things around there. But yeah, I mean, Sanborn solid. But same with Murray. They're getting tackles, but you want them quicker and get up to that line of scrimmage a lot quicker. All right, let's go to Sebastian in Savannah, Georgia. Sebastian.
Good morning, Mr. Eatman. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, man, it's 73 and sunny outside. I'm doing just fine.
Good.
So, I've been I was going to call and talk about the Commanders, but I haven't actually watched their games yet. But I will say they're more the team that we saw against the Chargers than that team that we just saw against Chicago because their quarterback is back. But I want to hit on a couple of things for our team. I don't think you fired the defensive coordinator. I've been thinking about that a lot.
Okay.
A new carpenter, same old tools, you're going to have the same results, and you're going to want to fire the new defense coordinator, even if you just hire from within. What Eberflus needs to do at this point, do the best you can with your tools, and just get a pulse on defense. Get us to 25. I know we've been saying in the middle of the pack, that's ambitious.
That's ambitious.
That is ambitious. Give me a pulse. I'll take 25. 25 ranked defense will win those two games that we lost by 3 points, okay? Yeah. Then a lot of questions about this week about George Pickens and what happens when CD comes back. And I want to say this. When you get CD back, you get Batman back. George Pickens is not Batman. He doesn't have all the tools in his belt. But you know what George Pickens is? He's big, he's fast, he's strong, he's Nightwing. And I love which every time George Pickens touches the ball, I'm singing, GP, are you with me? Because I love what he does, right?
Yeah.
And if we can get Flournoy to just be 2011 Laurent Robinson, that would be super dope. And I'll hang up and listen.
All right. Wow. Bringing some thunder today. I like it. I thought maybe there could be something, with George Pickens. He's got 6 touchdowns. I mean, GPT, some kind of chat GPT right now. But I like what you got there. I mean, Pickens has been outstanding, man. He really has been so much better than he's ever been. I mean, not just better than you thought. I mean, he's never played this well, even in Pittsburgh. So I think we're all kind of excited to see what it's going to be. And this isn't a video game. I mean, there's just somebody's stats. They could go and beat Washington. The defense could play really well, and they win that game. They beat Washington, and inevitably, somebody's stats are going to be, CD only had 3 catches for 22 yards, or Ferguson only had 1 catch this game. He's been averaging 6 or whatever it is, 7. But there's just not enough balls to go around, so that's probably going to happen. But the biggest thing is play complementary football, take what's there, drive down the field and score points, score touchdowns for sure. And I think with that many weapons and with Dak throwing the ball the way he's throwing it, I think they have a chance to be really dangerous. All right, let's go to Jeremy in DC. Jeremy.
Hey, yo, Nick.
What's up? I got a question for you.
How you doing today, brother?
I got a question for you.
What's up?
You haven't heard anybody, have you?
No, I haven't heard nothing from nobody. It's quiet as a mouse out here.
Well, in D.C., I'm sure people have a lot of things to say.
Nah, not right now. Not since they lost. They don't have nothing to say.
Nice.
They don't really have nothing to say, man. But GP3, he's still showing out, doing his thing, giving Dak all the assists he need out there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And man, I just feel like we should throw something at this defense, man. I know Shadi is looking for like a culture change and everything like that, but I feel like, man, we should treat this defensive line like how we do the offensive line. I think we should go out there, go get Christian Watkins, and then just put the best 4 on the front 4. You know what I'm saying? And just let them boys work, man, because I feel like they've been saying this since Dan Quinn, Nick. Oh, we don't understand the system, and let's dumb it down. And they've been saying that since Dan Quinn. Even when Dan Quinn was here, they was giving up 150 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And saying the same thing. Defensive players want to play hero ball. So now it's just time to just change the players, I believe, Nick, because if don't nobody want to do their job, you paying them to do a job, Jerry, and they not doing it. So something got to happen, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that sounds good. It doesn't happen usually like that in October. I mean, you've kind of got you've got your players.
Then my question to you, Nick, because I know everybody's saying making the trade. So I feel like we shouldn't trade them first picks. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we trade one of the later picks, we can always use one of the Green Bay picks to trade back or something like that to get more picks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That we use to trade for a guy to use to help this year. So I just want to know how you feel about trading one of the later picks instead of like the first pick.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call, Jeremy. Usually, so if you're going to trade somebody, you got to remember why is somebody being traded? What's the reason that they're being traded? And also it's somebody you want and they're being traded, whether it be they don't think they can re-sign them, it just hasn't worked, they're making too much money, whatever it is. But getting rid of players costs money because typically whatever their signing bonus is and all that stuff kind of hits your cap immediately. So most of the time, the guys that get traded are at the end of their deal, of their last year of their deal. So are you renting the player and then they hit free agency? Are you going to sign him immediately? Why didn't they sign him? So there's a lot of questions for that. And I think if you have a guy that you're going to re-sign and he's a really good player, that's probably going to cost you a first-round pick. If it's a guy that maybe he re-signs next year, he's definitely a free agent, then you're looking at second round, third round, depending on how good he is and how much he makes and all that. So there's just so much variables involved there. It's really hard to say that. What Jeremy, I think, is saying is he wouldn't mind trading a second or third or fourth round pick or whatever later on than not losing a first rounder. But obviously you lose the kind of talent that you're hoping for, and you're probably getting a guy that's at the end of his contract, and then you're going to have to make a decision on him anyways. All right, let's go Mike in Birmingham, England. Mike.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, really well, thank you. It's getting so hard to get in. I want to put in an early plea to Derek Eagleton when we eventually get to the off season, hopefully in February. Can we please have more than one show a week, because we need our therapy, and there's too many of us now trying to get in. So it makes sense, Derek. So I'm going to the Jags against the Rams on Sunday in London. It's exciting, not quite as exciting as going to see the Cowboys, but looking forward to that.
Hold on, Mike. I have a question for you. What are you going to wear to the game?
I am going to wear my CD Lamb 88 jersey and my Cowboys cap.
Yep. That was the coolest thing about going to a game in London back in 2014 is walking from the hotel. It was a nice little walk from the hotel to the stadium. We tried to find a jersey from every team, and we did. I mean, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, twice almost. You're like, oh man, there's not a Tampa Bay Bucks. You're like, ooh, Allstott. Like, I mean, you don't know who it's going to be, but it's an older player or whatever. But no, that's cool. I'm glad that you're going to represent. You won't be the only Cowboy wearing.
No, I won't. I was there last year, and I found all 32. Cardinals was the one I was really struggling for, but found them eventually. And
yeah.
It's always a nice atmosphere there. So it'd be fun. Be fun to see Travis Hunter in the flesh as well. See what he's all about. So I caught the end of your comments to the last caller, and this is probably the number one thing that you've been talking about the most, that you've been asked about the most, is about, should we trade, should we use our picks and so forth. And so I'm going to give you the right answer so that nobody needs to talk about it anymore. To me, this is like the kid going on a school trip to the museum, and his mum gives him $5 to spend in the gift shop. And as soon as he goes into that gift shop, his mission is to spend that $5. Doesn't matter what it is. And in the end, all he's going to get at gift shop prices is a pencil and a ruler, right? Later on that day, his mum's taking him to Walmart, and if he held on to that $5, he could get a whole stationery set for it. But he's got to spend it. And it kind of feels a bit like that, especially with how we are on defense. We want to reach, we want to get something. And to me, unless that gift shop is having a sale, unless the guy from Ohio is available at a sensible price and we can tie him up for 3 years, whatever, obviously then, yeah, you're going to look at it, you're going to do it. But let's not reach. We've already got a load of guys on defense that are okay. We don't need another okay guy. We need a superstar. And if that guy isn't there, then it's a no from me. Hold on to it and let's keep what we've got and go into the draft. Big scoring game this weekend, 42-37 Cowboys. Let's go.
All right. Thanks, Mike. So basically, the gift shop analogy is the prices are going to be higher, I think is what he's saying right now. Prices are higher to try to get somebody. You'd have to give up a lot more. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it's a lot more. It's just got to make sense. I mean, whatever it is, it's got to make sense. I don't know if the prices are going to be worse now. But I like the analogy for sure. All right, let's go to break. We'll be right back here on Cowboy Storyline.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades and fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, Fortnite fans, you can play the all-new Cowboys Kickoff Quest Secret Red versus Blue, powered by Lenovo. You also earn a secret code when you download the Cowboys app connected by AT&T. I was looking for Chris last night on Fortnite. Didn't see him. It's all right. Didn't need him. Got a couple wins without you. Don't worry about that. All right.
I got some wins yesterday.
Okay, why didn't you call? Thanks. We can talk about that off the air. Anyways, Robbie, Cocoa Beach, Florida.
What's up, Nick? Hey, shout out first to Blair for saying I lived a good life. That's not always true, man. I mean, my boy and I, we have a lot of fun, but it's a little depressing too. It's a lot depressing when we lose, but you still got to look at. I got to look at life in the right way. That every game is fun to watch, and every time I get to spend time with my boy is great. So maybe it's just the picture frame on the outside of the loss that looks good. The loss sucks.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Oh, and I got to give a shout-out to Sebastian. Sebastian, you bring it every time you call, man. I love hearing your conversations and your opinions. And for a kind of quiet guy, you put your foot down. I love it, man.
I don't know about that. He seems kind of fired up every time I call.
Yeah, but he's always kind of soft-spoken. He's like, look at this guy. He sucks, and I hate this guy. I just like the way he talks. Yeah. He's like, great, yeah. Okay, so I don't do player comparisons very often, but you said something about Pickens yesterday about him being a long strider, and I was like, man, he's been reminding me of somebody. He reminds me of the player, and not all the things that T.O. did, but just that long stride T.O. had. And it clicked when you said, I was like, oh, my God, yeah. That long stride reminds me of T.O.
Yeah, I mean, it's their yards after catch are very similar, and also, in a different way. I mean, T.O. is so strong, he just kind of bounced, his guys
bully
bounce
people,
yeah. But either way, I mean, breaking tackles or eluding them, either way, you're not getting tackled, and you're making plays. So, for sure.
So that's it, man. I love it. I'm happy. I'm going to root for our Cowboys. I think we win a big one this week. I think I'm not going to call it a get-right game. I'm going to say it's 21-31 us, and it's not even going to be that close throughout the game. That's my opinion, man. So let's hope. I'll try to call tomorrow and beat that guy that's trying to beat my record of 2 weeks straight. And we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, this is one. It's been a couple of weeks since the Cowboys were at AT&T Stadium, and this will be the first 3:25 game of the season. There had noon and then a night game with the Packers, and so afternoon game. No excuse not to be in there, be in your seat, be rowdy. There'll be Washington fans there, but they're not one of those teams that usually bring a lot of fans from other teams. But we'll see how it goes this year. So it's definitely not like the other way around in Washington, where there is a lot of Cowboy fans. Heck, we've had a couple already call this show. One from DC, one from Newport News. All right, we got one from Minnesota here, Lester.
Morning, Nick.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Let's go.
Hey, man, this is like a support group, man, because I was real upset that we lost that last game there. But I'm encouraged that the Bears took care of some things for us. So that half a win that I'm always talking about as far as, the tie. So if we win this week here against Washington, we'll still be in second place with that half a win.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a half a win or a half a loss depending on how the year, develops. I mean, and not even if they don't make the playoffs, you'll figure out your draft order based off of that win or the tie one way or another. So, we'll find out if it's going to help them or not.
Yeah, and I had a question for you. Who is our leader on defense at this point right now? Not the leader of the team. We know that's Dak. I'm saying, who's the leader on defense, man? Because I feel like we need a leader on defense. And also, I feel like on any team that's more than 5 players, I mean, I think you need, as they say in hockey, you need some goons, man. You need some people that in there that just maybe their talent is not great, but they just want to win. They just don't care to do anything, and they'll protect the other players. And then I just want to say about Pickens, like I said, he had a 98 catch range, man. So he's doing his thing. My score for this game was 38-36 Cowboys.
All right.
Go Cowboys.
Sounds good. All right, thank you, Lester, for the call. I don't know about goons, just guys that fight. They got some guys like that, but you kind of want them to make a little bit more plays and not get as many penalties. I feel like they have a couple of players like that. They don't make enough plays to make up for some of those penalties sometimes. All right, last caller. We're going to Randy, Texarkana. Randy, what's up?
What's happening? Dang, I'm the last caller. Boy, I'm glad I got in. I'll make it fast then. Shout out to all the storyliners for all the love. I've been hearing it all, brother. I've been getting it all, and I'm loving everybody. Ali and Sebastian, everything, all that good stuff. Real quick, questions. Do you have, I know you got your laptop there. Are you able to look at stats and things like that, or you got to do digging for that?
Well, it depends what kind of stat. What stat are you looking for?
The Mingo-Flanoy scenario for me. I was wondering if you was to put time played, games played for each. Flanoy, to me, even if Mingo comes back, I'm still leaning toward Flanoy on playing receiver over him. I mean, I know I've heard him saying, "Oh, we're going to get Mingo back." I've heard that a handful of times, and it's like I'm not really jumping up and down for that. Like Flanoy seems like give this cat a chance,
Yeah.
That, and then also one more thing. In the past, you always heard Jerry saying that one of his biggest regrets was not getting Romo to a Super Bowl, and he wished he would have done more and done this, that, and the other. Well, he's kind of in that exact same scenario right now with Dak. So I know you're saying, with trades and things like that to make it smart, to do this, but, I hate to say it this way, but he's at the end of his, time on earth, and you would think that
as a player,
he has those, if you would think he would go all out right now, like just go ahead and just start throwing stuff at the wall and let's just try,
Right.
If it doesn't work, then hey, well, we're in the same boat. If it doesn't work, so why not just go for it? Just start doing stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, I hear you there, but then again, it's definitely a family business, and this isn't the end of things for as far as like
the Joneses,
the team and the franchise and making sure it goes in the right direction. But you're right. Dak and Romo's numbers are incredibly. It's eerie how similar they are right now in their playoff success or lack thereof, or in just their overall stats. So, they're both, they both just are at that level on the outside of what obviously Troy and Roger were able to do. And I hear what you're saying on Flanoy. I think he's got more speed. I think that he just got a little bit more game breaker to him. So.
And I wonder, I know my own eyes tell me what I see is good, but I think a lot of the Dez people keep saying, "Oh, he reminds me of Dez." Is that fooling us, or does he really remind us of Dez? Like, is that a real thing?
Not to me. I mean, I haven't seen him just go up and jump over someone and catch the ball with one hand. No, I haven't. I'm not going to call anybody Dez like that, especially a guy that's it's just been his second year and he's still but he had a nice game against the Jets. He need to see a little bit more consistency. Mingo was having a pretty good training camp now. I thought, I mean, if Mingo could ever get a pass thrown in his direction, in his area, he could have been a much better player. I mean, nobody gets more terrible throws to him than Mingo. So
you are right about that. You're 100%.
I mean,
it seems like every time he get a ball to the feet, every time.
Yeah, I bet he was watching that game pissed, going, I mean, like, Bryce Young, are you serious? Are you actually throwing it to the guy? So,
yeah.
All right, well, Randy, I'm so glad you're able to call. Glad you're doing well, and call us as much as you can.
I will, brother. Every time I get a chance, I will. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, always good to end the show with Randy, one of the captains. He was the only captain to call in this was about to be captainless. And Randy called in. All right, good stuff. We'll talk about it all tomorrow. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!